Fire Life and Safety Educator, FLSE, actual exam newest with complete 100 questions and correct detailed answers. Question 1. Which of the following are considered essential components of a firefighter's personal protective equipment, PPE? Helmet and gloves only. Safety shoes or boots and turnout pants only. Helmet, gloves, and safety shoes or boots. SCBA and radio only. Full PPE is designed to protect firefighters from a variety of hazards including thermal injuries, falling debris, and sharp objects. While many items make up the full ensemble, the core components required for basic safety during any fireground activity include specialized helmets, heat-resistant gloves, and puncture-resistant safety boots. Question 2. What are the 6 basic techniques or stages that people use to decide what to do during a fire situation? Perception, recognition, commitment, deduction, leadership, and assumption. Recognition, validation, definition, evaluation, commitment, and reassessment. Knowledge, leadership, commitment, determination, dedication, and follow-through. Definition, knowledge, leadership, assessment, commitment, and follow-through. Human behavior in fire involves a complex cognitive process. It starts with recognition, detecting a threat, and validation, confirming the threat is real. Then comes definition, understanding the nature of the fire, evaluation, comparing options, commitment, taking action, and finally reassessment, checking if the action worked. Question 3. When individuals psychologically protect themselves by denying the reality of an unpleasant or dangerous situation, they are using the concept of affiliation, role determination, avoidance, commitment. Avoidance is a psychological defense mechanism where a person mentally refuses to acknowledge the severity of a threat. In a fire situation, this is dangerous because it leads to optimism bias or delayed evacuation. Understanding this behavior helps educators create more impactful messages that break through denial. Question 4. According to educational theory, most preschoolers learn fire and life safety concepts most effectively by reading illustrated books, listening to long explanations and conceptualizing, seeing and doing, hands-on activity, remembering safety slogans through repetition. Preschool-aged children are in a developmental stage where they learn through sensory input and imitation. Seeing and doing, such as practicing a crawl-low drill or touching a cool smoke simulator, creates physical memory markers that are far more effective than abstract verbal instruction for this age group. Question 5. Record keeping is a critical task for the public fire educator, but it is typically not used for which of the following? Future program planning, budgeting and resource allocation, identifying and profiling a specific individual in a class, evaluating the effectiveness of a program. In public education, record keeping is an administrative tool used to track trends, justify funding, and measure overall impact. It is not intended for the surveillance or individual profiling of students. The focus remains on the demographic reach and the success of the educational delivery. Question 6. Why is record keeping considered one of the most critical assignments for a public fire and life safety educator? It establishes legal responsibility for fire deaths. It impacts future planning, budgeting, and evaluation of program effectiveness. It is required for promotion to fire chief. It replaces the need for actual teaching. Without accurate records, an educator cannot prove the value of their program. Documentation provides the data needed to secure budget increases, plan for future community risks, and conduct evaluations to see if the safety messages are actually reducing fires and injuries. Question 7. Which administrative tool specifically aids fire and life safety educators in effective time management? Written reports, request forms, a daily calendar, a presentation log. Time management is the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities. A daily calendar is the primary tool that allows an educator to prioritize tasks, avoid scheduling conflicts, and ensure that enough time is allocated for both instruction and administrative prep work. Question 8. All of the following items help in the formal documentation of activities and programs except memos, forms, records, invoices. While invoices are financial documents used for billing, they are not typically considered part of the educational documentation process. Educational documentation focuses on the who, what, when, and where of the program delivery, captured through memos, standardized forms, and attendance records. Question 9. In organizational management, managing time is most closely related to the management of which other resource? Personnel, money, location, equipment. In the professional world, time is money. Managing time effectively ensures that the jurisdiction's financial resources, which pay for the educator's labor, are not wasted. Efficient time management translates to a higher return on investment for the community's safety programs. Question 10. Accurate and detailed record keeping can assist a safety educator in which of the following areas? Planning a sustainable budget, documenting specific outreach activities, evaluating if program goals were met, all of the above. Documentation is the backbone of administration. It allows an educator to look back at historical costs to plan a budget, provides a legal and professional log of what activities were performed, and offers the quantitative data necessary for a formal evaluation of whether the safety program is actually working.